My name is Matt Landry. I am from this little place called Black Creek in southern Ontario. Um, I currently live in Toronto, and I'm going to film school at Ryerson. When I was in grade 5, I got put into a gifted program, and basically I got taken out of the normal classes and put into a separate class, which was a 6, 7, 8 split. Basically, the rest of the school treated us as sort of like outcasts, and we really didn't fit in too well. And it wasn't so much that we were outcasts, it was just once we were in that class, it was just like we were cut. Like, that was it. And I had a few friends when I was in grade 5 who just I stopped talking to and I stopped hanging out with, and they really didn't want anything to do with me once I was in this class, and that sort of put like a really big like barrier for some reason. But people seem to have this idea that it was like, Malcolm in the Middle, like crazy science nerds who just can like know the equation for pi on the top of their heads, and I don't even know like the first 4 digits. So um, I think people got an idea of you know who we were without even really knowing who we were. And I mean, I know this is elementary school, and that seems like a pretty crazy idea, but I think it was pretty true because whenever I talked to any of those kids, like one on one, not once would they ever act the way they did around, everybody else. And so when you're on the playground and there's like 15 kids and you're like, one of four hanging out with each other, like you're a pretty easy target. I think that was a pretty big setback when I got into high school and stuff like that. I found it really difficult to even like talk to people and go up and just like talk to like make new friends. Like I had a really tough time making like really good friends, and I spent a lot of time at home by myself, and like I kind of felt like a pretty big loser because like um, I don't know. I just sort of thought that since they were saying these things at school, and since everyone seemed to feel the same way, that it was probably true. Took it a bit hard there for a while. It wasn't until high school that I really kind of clued in. Even my first couple years in high school were pretty rough too, though. I had pretty bad acne, and that was not a help for my self esteem. When I was in drama, I think that was the first time really understood what bullies, I guess, were really doing and what they were trying to do. And I sort of and was able to really think through it all, and it got to a point where it was almost sad. Like you'd walk through the halls, and people would say something, and it was just sort of like what are you doing that for? Like you kind of look stupid right now, and maybe you don't look stupid to other people, but like to me you look pretty stupid. I guess I learned early on that they were just trying to do that to make themselves feel better, or they were just like putting other people down to like look good in front of a certain group. But like really on a one-to-one basis, I don't think any of those people would ever have said half the things they said. And like once you get to know a person, it's completely different. I think I had an idea that it would end eventually, and like right now is just the time. Like it was sort of they were sort of peaking. Those are the kids that the bullies and stuff. They peak early. They peak in high school, and that's their time to shine. And then always had this sort of like sweet little revenge to myself, like inside of my head, being like, one day I'm gonna be like, you know, way better than you guys, and I'll show you and all that kind of stuff. And when I'm like racking in the dough and you're still in Ridgeway doing God knows what, then then we'll see, and then we'll call each other names. Um, so yeah, I think that's how I internalized it after that point when I started, um, getting into high school and starting really doing things and putting myself out there. So in the next couple years, grade 11, grade 12, I started to get a lot more confidence. I was student council president, which didn't help with the nerd factor, but it helped with just being able to speak to people and like go up to like just random people and start talking and have a conversation. And I think it was hard to talk to people about it at the time. Like Um, how do you tell teachers that people are like bullying you without sounding like a little like uh, what like a rat or anything? Like, I think teachers would sort of be like, oh, okay, yeah, and just brush it off and be like, you know what, hey, stop doing whatever you're doing. And I don't know if necessarily getting in trouble helps. Like, do detentions actually do anything? Does like suspending someone actually ever fix the problem? I don't think that disciplinary actions need to be sort of reconsidered. People need to be explained to rather than punished. And if they don't get it, slapping them with a stick or you're making the right lines is not like gonna help out. I had one teacher who really talked to me like a person and not as if they were like an authority. And he was really down to earth, and he was super chill, and he just like talked to you like an adult, and it was so refreshing to have that. We were able to communicate in a way that I didn't normally communicate with teachers, and it was very personable. And I think that sort of figure, someone you respect and someone you can talk to, is so much more helpful than an authoritarian sort of teacher.